Morning folks, today's soap is brought to us from RazoRock. This one here is a P.160. It's a relatively soft soap. This version here that I have is just over 4 ounces, and mine came with a, you might say, an internal lid, and that's what it looks like there on the inside. And yeah, it's out of stock. About like everything else, it seems like. I'm going to be following the shave up with if I mentioned, it's like an almond scent, and also for whatever reason it just seems to always bring out the Brut when I have a soap that's like an almond type scent. Off camera we're going to be using Vato Beard Oil from Classic Shaving. Also the got the usual suspects here. Got the Crown King Alum Block complete with rubber band this morning, and decided to go ahead and go with the Humphreys Witch Hazel that I've got peppermint and menthol in, because I have started using the Phoenix Artisan. This is the Ice Cube. I don't know if you can see that print there. The camera's picking it up or not, but this is what I'm using for my pre-shave this morning. And I've got it whipped up over here in my smooth bottom bowl, and decided to go with the latest brush from Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements. I don't know if you can see that there on the bottom. That's what it looks like there with a synthetic knot. There's whipped up there in the bowl. It whips up pretty easy. Shaver of the day is the Occam's razor. This is a single edge. It takes Feather Artist Club style blades. This one here, yeah, right there. This is the 2-dot plate. When I ordered this a while back, ordered one with all 3 plates. And like I say, they're using a dot system. So this one here, I guess you might say, it would be like the classic type shave. Really smooth, mild for me. Great shaves with it. The blade I'm using is, I ordered these from Maggots a while back and finally got around to using it. This one here, yeah, we'll start with this. Dorco blades. And that's what the package looks like there on the front side. And I'll go ahead and open up and show you what the dispenser looks like. Have to say, yesterday I used this, and the blades, they work great. Get 20 in a pack. Got a little spot down there for your used blades. Yesterday's shave was really nice, smooth, comfortable, and these run you about $10 for 20 blades. So kind of figure, let's say you get 5 shaves out of it. It breaks down that, I guess you might say, that price equivalent down to where it's close to a DE blade. So it's pretty inexpensive blades. Like I say, you get 20 to a dispenser. And I like these so much I went ahead and ordered some more just to make sure that, how can you say, they don't disappear on me and have a hard time getting them, because I'm not sure if Maggots is the only place that carries them or not. I'm not 100% sure. I didn't look too terribly hard. I just know that it was a while back and it was on like a Black Friday type situation, and decided I would give these blades a try. And yeah, this cube is huge. It's a monster. This one here is the Ice Cube, so yes, it is mentholated. It is something that I guess you might say I kind of prefer to go with, is menthol, especially during the summer months and it's getting warm. Warming up where you get the afternoon thunderstorms, and then sometimes they roll into late in the evening. You can kind of tell, boy, this works out really nice. Now, when it comes to pre-shave, whether a person, how they, I guess you might say, use their pre-shave, it's I guess you might say, a personal preference. I know some people will apply it, work it in, lather it up, and then they may rinse it off. I prefer to leave it on there. That's just my method. I do try to work it in just a bit. But I can tell you, or will tell you, you definitely want to wipe your hands off when you're done, especially if you're using both hands, because this stuff is, it makes your hands pretty slippery. Does great stuff for my nose. Boy, I tell you what, my nose it's already opening up, working on my nose. Go ahead and rinse my hand off a little bit and wipe it off, because like I said, it does make your hands awfully darn slippery. So it does make you wonder, does it help with the glide? I don't know, because sometimes you'll have soaps that don't need a whole lot of help, or maybe the way you whip up your lather, you don't need a whole lot of help. Maybe that's a better way of putting it. So sometimes for me it's kind of hard to tell, but I do know, for instance, in the past, it seemed like to me, the best of my memory, when I was using like a boar brush and painting, it helps whip it up a little bit more. This here being a synthetic, not pretty soft, definitely gentle to the skin. And I've got this whipped up so big already. It didn't take any effort to whip this up. Second use on this particular blade, and as it goes for the Occam razor series, I guess you might say, this is the one that started it all for me. I'll have a link down below for this stuff. Reason I say that is I had been looking at it off and on for a while, and what got me started on it was that it takes Feather Artist Club blades, and I have the Feather Artist Club SS Camisori style shaver, and having, I guess you might say, more shavers that use this particular blade, I thought would be maybe a good idea. And always kind of fascinated me this handle design. Now you probably have seen there's some other handle designs that go right along with it. So in other words, the what I'm calling the cap and the base plate, which the base plate is fixed. You can kind of tell there how it's being attached with these little screws there. It comes with different handles, at least it did. And this was the handle that, I guess you might say, appealed to me the most, if you want to call it that, because I also was quite concerned about the handle. With it being relatively flat, but concaved on each side, I just wasn't too sure if that was going to work for me or not. So I kept on looking at it, and one day the price dropped. I think right now it's like, I don't know, $120 or something like that. I may have got my numbers wrong. Like I said, I got the link down below. And I went ahead and decided to order the whole set, and I think I picked it up. I think it shipped to me for about 55 bucks, somewhere in there. Kind of, I guess you might say, see a theme. Usually these shavers, I have a tendency to wait till they drop in price, go for a sale. And right around, Black Friday, in other words, get closer to Thanksgiving or another particular event. And that's where I usually will wait, try to prepare. This was, how can you say, I was just looking into it. I wasn't that motivated to get it until I saw the price, and that helped motivate me to go ahead and buy it, especially with all three plates. And the 2-dot plate's my favorite. I get smooth, comfortable shaves, very consistent. For some folks, it might take a little bit more time or effort to get used to the handle, but for me it just seemed to work out almost naturally. More about the soap. The best I know of about the history of the RazoRock P.160, I guess back when it first came out, the scent maybe was just a bit on the strong side. I say scent. In other words, there was something in the soap that was irritating some folks' skin. So I don't know if it's the almond or what it was. I know the version I got, whatever version it is, doesn't bother me any. So that is something that's kind of nice about this particular shaver. you're not necessarily, how can you say, fixed to one name brand. Because I've used Feather Supers. I'm going to call these the Dorco Supers. And as well as I've used Kai Pinks. And in other words, just 3 different name brands, 3 different blades there that I know that work in this. I think it's, can't remember, somebody saying, or maybe it might be on the website itself, that there's some of these blades like maybe like a Feather Light or a Feather Guard may not work with it. I'm not sure. Can't remember off the top of my head. It's one of those things. Well, I never went, how can you say, down that direction on the list. The only 2 feathers I've ever tried has been the Feather Supers and the Professionals. Professionals don't work for me. I just never did get good shaves with them. There was a feather shavette that was being passed around, and I signed up to give it a try, and I put those Professionals in with that, and because I know a lot of people, they like the Professionals better than the Supers, and for me it's the other way around. I like the Supers, so I tried I don't know how many different times and just didn't work well for me, so somebody else got good use out of them. But this shaver here is what started it all with for me when it comes to Occam's razors. Just a little bit of feedback on the against grain pass. You can kind of tell too, this, in my opinion, this soap's got plenty of slickness. I think it's going for, it's out of stock, but when it's in stock, I think the going price is $5.99. I'm not aware, at least on a consistent basis, of an aftershave, matching aftershave. I've seen an aftershave bomb from time to time, but for me, it's just, like I say, I don't know what it is about this scent. It just always makes me think of Brut, and I think maybe it's because scent strength or something like that. In between this soap here and Cella, boy, it's it's such a nice shave. A lot of residual slickness, and it could be that's has a lot to do with the shaving cube, the Preshave cube, the Ice Cube. This feels really nice. I enjoy my shave with this Occam razor. These shavers, I get good shaves with them, and not a whole lot of focus about them either. In other words, it's not like a straight razor shave or a shavette shave or anything quite like that where you really have to pay a lot of attention to. At least I don't have to. This just really comes natural to me. Guess you might say the equivalent of what I usually call a Sunday morning shave, where you don't have to really focus a whole lot about the shave. At least that's my Sunday morning shaves. Still got a lot of slickness there. Like I say, may have a lot to do with the cube. First cube I ever used was a charcoal looking one. I think this is 8 ounces of Preshave. It's probably going to last me a little while. No stinging this morning. This will be the second use on this blade. I like that dispenser. I know it's kind of hard to tell on camera. It does feel good in the hand, nice and solid. It doesn't feel cheap or anything like that, even though it is made out of plastic. Still feel the cube is still very well present. I can feel it working. Yeah, as soon as I finish up this particular bottle of witch hazel, I've got one from Sterling that I'll start with. and most likely finish up this summer. Yes, still smelling the menthol, working on my nose. For me, that's a big thing. Some mornings I wake up, you know, and I don't smell not a thing. It's like it's not working at all. Brut aftershave. And this is, 5 ounces, 147 milliliters. And I think Douglas and Fran have a soap and aftershave that's Brut-like, I guess you might say. I have whipped up my own soap, my concoction, I guess you might say, with Brut and Stetson. I like Stetson. I know it's not everybody's favorite, but for me, I love that scent. And this, Brut's been around for a while. I refer to it as a classic, and I remember it's one of my first aftershaves I ever had when I first started shaving. Brut, and of course Old Spice and AFTA, and I had a few of them when I first started shaving. And AFTA is more of an aftershave balm, which for a rough shave it is pretty decent. Way back then, I'm not sure what the going price is now. It was inexpensive. I think nowadays, last time I seen it, maybe $2. It's inexpensive. Brut runs you, it just depends on where you get it, $5, $6, somewhere in there. Could be just under $6. It also depends on the size. This is 5 ounces, so it's probably closer to the $5 to $6 range. I had a really nice shave this morning. I do have some new shavers coming up. I've been working on my straight razors, stropping, trying to wrap my mind around all that sort of thing. But I do have some new DEs from Focus that finally made its way to the States, and I picked up a couple of them, so there'll be some new gear there. And hope everybody's doing well. Stay healthy, stay safe, and smooth shaves to you.